the last 7 years is that elderly victims of such abuse often, even when they know that they've been victimized, do not report it. They don't report it to their pastors. They don't report it to law enforcement. What kinds of elder abuse is there out there which requires the clergy to report it? Assaults and batteries. Sexual assaults. Yes, elderly victims of sexual assault in San Diego County. Neglect is a huge problem, and it's criminal in some cases. Sometimes the neglect will lead to the death, the premature death of the elder, and that is what we call manslaughter. Sometimes elders are murdered, particularly by their own loved ones. Some elders are even tortured, and some are robbed, and some are the victims of what we call extortion. Some elders are threatened verbally, they are psychologically abused, and that is not so easy to identify. You can take Polaroid photographs of physical injuries, but you cannot articulate mental abuse. There are elders tonight who will be locked in their rooms before they go to sleep. There are elders right now, as I'm speaking, who are locked in a bedroom, are unable to get out of that room because the care provider has gone off for the afternoon and has locked them in the bedroom without adequate heating, lighting, ventilation, medications. What do you have to do as clergy? Well, by law, you're supposed to report physical abuse, abandonment, abduction, isolation, financial abuse, and neglect. If you learn about this elder abuse through what is called in the law a penitential communication, which is intended to be shared with you in confidence by the person who is making this confession, then that is accepted from your requirements under the law. But only if it's the perpetrator who is admitting this to you in a penitential confession. If that is the case, then you are not required by the law to report it to anyone. Other than that, you are required. If, in one of three circumstances, you have observed it yourself, or if you have been told by an elder that it has taken place, or if you reasonably suspect that the abuse has occurred. In one of those three instances, the law says you must report it. The phone call to law enforcement, which begins the criminal justice process, is a major, major step. It could indeed separate families for life. This could be a dramatic moment in the life of the family, and as a pastor you're saying, should I really be taking that big step before I have explored other options? And here I am as a prosecutor saying to you, absolutely, you've got to do it. And I say that based upon 7 years of doing these cases, where I've seen that the majority of these cases have only come to us because of repeated prior violations. And some of the murder cases that I have unfortunately prosecuted occurred because we didn't intervene at an earlier stage when we could have and we should have.